All right, also wanted to respond to this really quickly. So active labor is defined as labor contractions that are coming every 2 to 3 minutes. Your cervix is dilated to about 6 centimeters plus, and those contractions are lasting a minute or longer, or 45 seconds to a minute. The caveat to this is that everybody is different, right? And every body is different. Every labor is different. 6 centimeters active labor for one person might look completely different for another person. Someone at 6 centimeters could be hanging out at 6 centimeters for a week, right? Versus another person who's at 6 centimeters with contractions, actively in labor, going to have a baby relatively soon. So that can look different for different people. It's going to be so important that you are in touch with your provider about what your risk factors are, what would be a good time for you to be in the hospital, because some folks, once they hit active labor, they can get to transition very, very quickly. Early labor is usually the longest stage of labor. That's what can take sometimes days, sometimes weeks in order to get to that active phase. That's that early phase of labor, the really long phase of labor. Active labor tends to be shorter, and with subsequent pregnancies, sometimes can be shorter and shorter. Like a first baby may take a little bit longer in the active stage than a second baby, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be really important to be in touch with your healthcare team, be in tune with your body. When I talk about a shift happening, the intensity increases, right? So like the early contractions are more manageable. They may be like a dull period like cramp. They're low. They are manageable. Maybe you have to pause, maybe you have to hum, but you can get through it relatively unbothered or unfazed. Active labor contractions are intense. There's a shift in the intensity. It goes from, oh, I was able to, before to talk through these contractions to now I can't talk at all, or I need hip squeezes during these contractions, or I need to be in the water during these contractions. I need something outside of myself, usually, to be able to get through this contraction. That's a good time to head into the hospital, because at that point you're kind of at the point of no return. This labor is going to bring a baby. There's a difference between contractions and a labor that is kind of getting itself organized, and isn't patterned, isn't increasing in intensity, versus a labor pattern that is intense, that continues to be intense, that intensity is building, and it's coming with some other things. Like it might be coming with bloody show, it might be coming with your water's ruptured, and there's other things happening, and that's labor that's going to bring a baby. So hopefully that's helpful.